Hello and welcome to episode 18 of MAD Dialogue with me, Michelle.
And me, Skylar.
Okay, so I'm going to basically give a trigger warning. I think that would be best because the content is quite deep. So that's the your thing there. So it's up to you if you continue.
Should you list what, like, a trigger warning? Like, that could mean anything. You should probably list, like, say, trigger warning, bestiality, child abuse.
Okay, cool.
Like, some people do trigger warnings for, like, self-harm and stuff. So it's just, you know.
Okay, no, that makes sense. And so you basically touched on it, like you said, bestiality, sex trafficking,
just sexual abuse as a whole.
MK Ultra. Yeah,
that triggers anyone.
Well, you never know. So let's continue. So we're bringing some more information from Ali Carter. Now, we spoke about Ali Carter on episode 14. It's called Ali Carter, A Sexual Favor, if you want to go and check it out. So in this video that I and Skylar watched, she is basically talking about when she attended a Diddy freak off party. So I'm going to give credit now to Elite Essence Collection on YouTube, because that's where I got all of this from. So without further ado, let's go. I've got my notes as always, because I don't want to get anything wrong or, you know. But before we get into what Ali says, I feel that I need to sort of outline a couple of things, basically, so that you get a better understanding of when I get into what she had to say. So basically, there was a German officer called Joseph Mengele. I think that's how you pronounce his surname. He was a German officer during World War II in Auschwitz during the Holocaust, and he was nicknamed the Angel of Death. He performed deadly experiments on prisoners. He was also partly responsible. I say partly because there was a group of officers that made these selection of prisoners for the gas chambers. After the war, it was said that he fled to Argentina, but there has been various documentation that said he was actually smuggled into the United States by the United States government to assist with the MK Ultra experiment. Now, Project MK Ultra was is a human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the US CIA to develop procedures and identifying drugs that could be used during interrogation to weaken individuals and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. It is also used in satanic ritual abuse. MK Ultra has been said to be used on celebrities and also high profile people. Okay, so I just wanted to make that known. This information, I got it from Wikipedia. Okay, so I didn't just pluck it out of the air. So I like to let the sources be known so that you can go and check out the information for yourself. So onto the video now. So in the video, it's Ali and her adoptive mother, although you only hear her mother's voice, because there are times when Ali, it's like she struggles to speak or say what she has to say, and it's like she dissociates as well. Okay, so she starts off by speaking about rounds of children trafficked to Diddy's freak-off parties. And this was confirmed by one of Diddy's neighbors, who said they saw busloads of children being taken to Diddy's house at like around 3 a.m. She claims that Diddy is guardian to children and holds contracts and codes to these children, including Justin Bieber. She claims that Usher and Diddy share the contract on Bieber, and these codes are activated by a remote, which I'm thinking is pretty much like a TV remote. So this is basically advanced MK Ultra now.
Yeah.
And you know what? To me, that's not far-fetched, because if anybody's ever watched Black Mirror, there are
so many
like
episodes and stuff like that.
Exactly that, you know. And like I always say, and like not just me, it's been said that entertainment, like films you see, shows that you see, they are not for entertainment purposes. That's them telling us the truth. So there's that. Okay, moving on. She said at these parties there are life-size wheels with children attached to them, and the wheel is spun and people, celebrities, choose which child they want. She said there are body cakes. Now, with the body cakes, I had to kind of like think about like, but you know, like they will have them parties where I've seen them loads of times on Real Housewives. They will have a naked lady or a man and strategically place or aesthetically place food. But I can only imagine that when she's saying body cakes, it's a bit more extreme.
Yeah,
I don't. Obviously, when I'm watching Real Housewives, and you know, obviously they're gonna like take the grape off of like near her breast or whatever, and they'll giggle and shit. But I'm saying this is a Diddy's freak off party.
Yeah,
you know, children, celebrities, so on and so forth. So, you know, I'll leave you to think about, if you want to, what that means. She said there are party bags and favors. Okay, so straight away I was imagining party bags, but like with really lewd and crude items
like
in there,
like butt plugs and like,
right,
you know, nipple clamps,
those kind of things, right, you know, handcuffs and those kind of things. But no, the party bags and favors are actually children that are placed on a table, and they would be picked to have the obvious with, and then placed back on the table to be chosen again. I have to be honest, when I watched the video, I did have to pause for a moment, and I sat there and I did cry. I did, because it's just so heartbreaking, because you want to be able to help these children, physically help them, but you can't, you know. So the only way I can think to help is to do what Ali and her adoptive mother asked, and that is to spread the word, speak on it, spread awareness. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So so anyway, carrying on, she said that this happened to her when she was 15, but she said there were children there that were younger than her. She said if any of the children vomited, they were made to eat it. There was also bestiality with goats. Yeah. And that's another reason why I don't like that term goat, greatest of all time. Like, Diddy was the one that probably started that flipping.
Don't.
You know, but you know, like it's for me, when they're saying it, it's like, is that some like, when they say it to one another, is that some like joke? Yeah. Did you know what I mean?
Definitely, it would have to be.
Okay, so she did name several celebrities. Okay, like I've heard of the names of a couple of them, but like one everybody knows. So Young Jock, he's actually signed to Diddy's Bad Boy South label. Birdman, he's an American rapper, and Denzel Washington. The same Denzel Washington who told young up-and-coming actors to, what was it? Leave
half an hour before the devil comes.
Right. Exactly that. Leave 30 minutes before the devil gets there. And that was quoted by the Express Tribune. Yeah. Now, once again, this is what she is saying. Okay. Now, I can't I can't verify whether or not that is actually true, but you would have to have really big balls, yeah,
to get up and lie,
blatantly lie about a high profile.
So many high profile.
That as well, without the possibility of getting sued at the very least.
And the fact that she hasn't.
Right. And she goes on to say that she recalls Denzel being there, butt naked, with only a beanie, socks, and a gold chain on. And when she was asked by her mother if she had had sex with Diddy, Birdman, and Denzel Washington, she said yes 3 times.
Nothing.
She said yes 3 times. And it's so sad because, you know, when you, as an ordinary person, are seeing these celebrities on television, although I will say it, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I never did like Diddy. I never did. I always looked at him and I was like, there's something about that dude that
it's funny
because
I never really like paid no mind to him.
No,
you know, like I never really knew like who he was. Like I'd hear his name and I've definitely heard his songs, but not even connecting that it's the same guy. It's more like, for me, it's like, you know, Usher. Everyone knows Usher. Yeah. You know, like,
and so obviously you know that Usher would have been at the parties. There's so many celebrities that have been named: J-Lo, Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye. There's so many that I don't know. Chris Preddy on Instagram, he posted up something today. Go on your phone and type on Instagram and you'll see if you go type in Chris Preddy. Yeah. But whilst you're doing that, it's like, you know, you see these actors on television and, you know, you fall in love with them. Maybe like, you know, like they will do one particular film or something that makes you like, I love that actor. Oh, this is annoying now. Oh, look at that. The first one I hear. Okay, so Ja Rule, Cynthia Nixon, Kylie Jenner, Russell Simmons, Naomi Campbell, Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, okay. I always do that, but you know, Mike Tyson. Okay, so if you go on chrispreddy.obe on Instagram, you will be able to see that video for yourself, which outlines a lot of the celebrities that are being linked to Diddy's parties. And once again, I'm not saying that, you know, that is gospel and so on and so forth. But boy, I know he wasn't at that party on his own.
No, for real though.
Do you know what I mean? He wasn't at that party on his own. And so it's just really, really bad. Really bad. It's beyond. And I'm, you know, this is just the start of it. You don't know how much more is going to come out, you know, because obviously, yes, there was children, but there's also adults that, were trafficked into there, like, you know, and so how many of them actually made it out alive?
For real.
Because if they're so depraved as humans and they have no conscience or nothing, there's nothing that they would not do. Yeah. And in episode 14, you know, some of the things that she was saying about limbs, people's limbs being chopped off and whatnot. So then obviously people are dying at these things. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so I think for some of them people, I feel like they were homeless and nobody's going to miss them. Do you know what I mean? And these children are the majority of them, the ones that they, you know, when they were coming over the border in Mexico, and all these children have gone missing. and
But
you
it
don't
would
know.
make so much sense though.
That's what
'cause,
I'm saying.
like, whatever reason.
And it's a thing of, if the way how they are corrupt to like, you have to be an animal if you want to harm a child and you feel no way about it. So there's nothing you wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So I just, as much as I always say, I'm not naive to the world, but at the same time, I just can't fathom something sometimes. I just can't fathom it. Do you know what I mean?
For real.
So, I jumped down the rabbit hole to bring everybody an update with regards to what's going on with this whole situation with Diddy and so on and so forth. But, it's not easy. It's really not easy. And it takes me a minute to get past it because it's just so deep. But having said that, if and when there's something else, like I said before, I will bring you something else if I feel like it's something that you guys would all want to hear. But on that note, I think we will leave it here this week. So as always, I'm sending an abundance of love and light to everybody, and have amazing day, night, whatever, because I don't know what time you're watching this. But take care, and we'll be back next week. So it's goodbye from me, Michelle.
Bye.
And goodbye from Skylar. Bye.